Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the songs that hit us right in the heart, no matter how many times we've heard them. For this list, we're looking at tracks across genres and generations that move listeners to tears through their lyrics, performances, backstories, or lasting emotional impact.
Down the stairs, I was there, I remember it all too well.
Number 75, Nutshell, Alice in Chains. These icons of grunge could be crushingly heavy. Nutshell proves they were just as devastating when they stripped everything back. Originally appearing on the 1994 EP Jar of Flies, the track makes use of sparse acoustic guitars and Lane Staley's exhausted vocals.
No one to cry to, no place to go home.
Nutshell was never released as a single, but it became one of the band's most beloved songs anyway. That legacy only became more poignant when Alice in Chains opened their 1996 MTV Unplugged set with it, marking the last time the band performed the song with Staley. Nutshell doesn't ask for sympathy. It's simply the confessions of someone who's too weary to keep fighting.
If I can be my own, I feel better there.
Number 74, Teenage Dream, Olivia Rodrigo.
When am I gonna stop being wise beyond my years and just start being wise?
Growing up can be hard enough without millions of people watching you do it. Closing out the Guts album, Teenage Dream finds modern-day pop princess Olivia Rodrigo turning the idea of youthful fantasy into something much more anxiety-ridden.
I'll blow out the candles, happy birthday.
The album was inspired by the period after Sour made her a global star, with Rodrigo writing about unexpected fame and the expectations placed on young women. That makes this finale hit even harder.
But I fear that they already got all the best parts of me.
The gradual build makes the song feel like a quiet panic spiral in slow motion. For anyone who's ever felt time moving too fast, this one lands squarely in the chest. Or guts, if you like.
I'm sorry that I couldn't always be your teenage dream.
Number 73, Night Shift, Commodores.
More than, he was a friend of mine.
Released in 1985, the Commodores recorded Night Shift in honor of Marvin Gaye and Jackie Wilson, both of whom died the year before. The lyrics directly nod to Gaye's What's Going On and several Wilson classics, making Night Shift a warm, synth-driven late-night tribute for two architects of soul and R&B.
Oh, talk to me, so you can see what's going on.
It was also a major moment for the Commodores themselves, their first big hit after Lionel Richie's departure, their final top 10 hit, and a Grammy winner for Best Vocal R&B Performance by a Duo or Group. That gives the song a new, somehow even more touching layer. It's about legends moving on, but also about a group finding a beautiful way forward.
Gonna be some sweet sounds coming down on the night shift.
Number 72, Don't Give Up, Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush.
In this proud land we grew up strong. We were wanted all along.
This 80s ballad pairs Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush in a duet that feels less like a performance than a lifeline. Gabriel drew inspiration from Dorothea Lange's Depression-era Dust Bowl photographs, as well as unemployment in Britain under the premiership of Margaret Thatcher.
Don't give up, 'cause you have friends.
That social context is crucial here, as Don't Give Up is intended as a reflection of the pressure of losing your pride and stability all at once. Gabriel's verses carry world weariness and shame, while Bush's choruses answer with patience and reassurance. The song understands that, even though encouragement doesn't magically fix despair, it can remind someone they're not alone.
Don't give up now. We're proud of who you are.
Number 71, Operator, That's Not the Way It Feels, Jim Croce.
Operator, well, could you help me place this call? See the number on the matchbook is old and faded.
Operator begins with a man trying to place a phone call, but slowly reveals something much more painful. His former lover has moved to Los Angeles with his former best friend. He wants to prove he's fine, but the more he talks, the less convincing he sounds.
I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real. But that's not the way it feels.
Jim Croce reportedly drew the idea from his military service, where he saw soldiers waiting to use outdoor phones to call home and find out whether painful letters from their significant others were true. Croce filtered heartbreak through a payphone, a stranger's patience, and one man's desperate attempt to save face.
Thank you for your time. You've been so much more than kind. You can keep the dime.
Number 70, Death with Dignity, Sufjan Stevens.
Spirit of my silence, I can hear you, but I'm afraid to be near you.
Sufjan Stevens has made a career out of turning his memories into something almost sacred, and Death with Dignity is one of his most delicate examples. As the opening track on Carrie and Lowell, it introduces an album shaped by the 2012 death of Stevens' mother, Carrie, and by the complicated absence she left behind.
Oh, be near me, tired old mare, with the wind in your hair.
Its title also refers to Stevens' stepfather, Lowell Brahms, who helped raise him during childhood visits to Oregon. That mix of abandonment, grief, and tenderness gives the song its quiet force. The gentle folk arrangement leaves every detail exposed, illustrating the sound of Stevens' attempt to understand a relationship that never fully resolved.
There's every road leads to an end, your apparition passes through.
Number 69, Supermarket Flowers, Ed Sheeran.
I took the supermarket flowers from the windowsill. I threw the day-old tea from the cup.
This Tearjerker is one of Ed Sheeran's most straightforward songs, and that simplicity is exactly why it hurts. Written about his maternal grandmother, the track came from a deeply personal place. She died while Sheeran was making Divide, and he initially didn't plan to put the song on the album.
So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom.
After he performed it at her funeral, his grandfather encouraged him to release it, seeing it as a memory worth sharing. Sheeran doesn't overcomplicate the feeling. He lets the plainness do the damage, not to mention the song's heavenly, gospel-inspired musical arrangement.
Spread your wings and I know that when God took you back, he said, hallelujah, you're home.
Number 68, Lightning Crashes, Live.
Lightning crash, no more cries.
Lightning Crashes became a massive radio presence in the mid-1990s, topping both Billboard's album rock tracks and modern rock tracks charts, at least in part because of its cathartic, karaoke-ready chorus. But its emotional pull goes beyond airplay.
The angel opens her eyes, yeah, and a pale pill-colored iris.
The band dedicated it to their high school friend Barbara Lewis, who was killed by a drunk driver in 1993.
Now feeling calm and back again, like a rolling thunder chasing the wind.
Lead singer Ed Kowalczyk has also explained that the song's imagery was meant to suggest a hospital setting where one family mourns as another welcomes new life. It's the sad, spiritual, and overwhelming cycle that we all find ourselves in, but it also finds hope in the idea that life keeps on flowing.
Forces pulling from the center of the earth, I can feel it.
Number 67, Without You, Harry Nilsson.
You always smile, but in your eyes your sorrow shows.
Originally written by Badfinger's Pete Ham and Tom Evans, Without You became something else entirely in Harry Nilsson's hands. Nilsson first heard Badfinger's version at a party and thought it was a Beatles song. And in fairness, he wasn't far off. The band was signed to Apple Records and had worked with Paul McCartney. In any case, once Nilsson realized it wasn't Fab Four territory, he recorded it for Nilsson Schmielsen. Producer Richard Perry helped push the arrangement away from the stark piano version Nilsson first imagined, turning it into a huge orchestral heartbreak anthem. The result became the cult singer-songwriter's only US #1 and later earned him a Grammy. Number 66, Will You Be There, Michael Jackson. It's almost no wonder that Will You Be There is so moving. MJ said he wrote the song at the Giving Tree on his Neverland Ranch property, the same place where Heal the World was written. The album version opens with the Cleveland Orchestra performing part of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, then moves on into a chorale interlude.
They told me I'm meant to be faithful and walk with that evil and fight till the end, but I'm only human.
From there, the song becomes part gospel, part pop epic, and part prayer. Jackson sings about needing comfort, loyalty, and protection when the world becomes too much. Tragically, that's a feeling the king of pop became all too well acquainted with during his decades-long career.
In my darkest hour, in my deepest despair, will you still care? Will you be there?
Number 65, All Too Well, 10-minute version, Taylor's version, Taylor Swift.
I walked to the door with you. The air was cold, but something about it felt like home somehow.
Already considered one of Taylor Swift's definitive breakup songs, the 10-minute version of All Too Well turned it into something closer to an emotional odyssey. Released as part of Swift's initiative to re-record her earlier albums, this expanded cut adds more detail, more bitterness, and more painful hindsight to a relationship that clearly left scars.
And there we are again when nobody had to know. You kept me like a secret, but I kept you like an oath.
The accompanying short film, written and directed by Swift and starring Sadie Sink and Dylan O'Brien, only served to exemplify the song's cinematic pull. And somehow, a track this long still became a record-breaking smash, topping the Hot 100 as the longest song to ever do so.
It was rare, I was there, I remember it all too well.
Number 64, Beautiful Boy, Darling Boy, John Lennon.
Have no fear, the monster's gone, he's on the run, and your daddy's here.
Beautiful Boy is gentle on the surface, but its tenderness has only grown more emotional with time. Written for John Lennon's young son Sean, the song begins with the elder Lennon comforting him after what seems like a nightmare, before opening into a wider meditation on parenthood. The former Beatles' calm vocal, the lullaby-like arrangement, and a famous reflection about life all give the song a quiet wisdom.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy.
Paul McCartney has even described it as one of his favorite Lennon compositions. The later context of Lennon's life makes it bittersweet, but even without that, Beautiful Boy captures a parent trying to make the world safe, if just for a few minutes.
Darling, 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 darling Sean.
Number 63, Rainy Days and Mondays, Carpenters.
Hanging around, nothing to do but frown.
Some songs understand sadness without needing to explain it too much. Rainy Days and Mondays was written by Paul Williams and Roger Nichols, the same team behind the Carpenters' We've Only Just Begun. Richard Carpenter reportedly knew the demo was right for him and Karen, and he kept the arrangement tight so her voice could carry the feeling.
Funny, but it seems that it's the only thing to do.
Karen Carpenter doesn't oversell the melancholy. She lets it sit there, heavy and familiar. The song became another major hit for the duo, reaching number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the Adult Contemporary chart.
Rainy days and wonders always get me down.
Number 62, The Rose, Bette Midler.
Some say love, it is a river.
Amanda McBroom didn't originally write The Rose for the 1979 film of the same name. She wrote it after being encouraged to come up with something in a Bob Seger-style lane, reportedly finishing it in about 45 minutes. Bette Midler's recording blew up, playing over the film's closing credits and becoming one of her defining songs. The track went on to become a top 5 hit and win Midler a Grammy. Still, none of that fully explains why it endures. That's because The Rose doesn't force tears, it waits for them to arrive.
In the spring becomes the rose.
Number 61, What Was I Made For? Billie Eilish. As cheery and pink as Barbie might be, the film also has a darker side. This Billie Eilish track rounds out the more emotional beats of the narrative about identity and purpose.
I used to float, now I just fall down. I used to know, but I'm not sure now.
Sung to soft-spoken perfection, What Was I Made For sums up a mix of complex feelings that can hit us at any age. Eilish slows things down for a ballad about life itself.
When did it end? All the enjoyment, I'm sad again.
You might cry at the first few humble notes, or all at once during the chorus.
How to feel, but someday I might.
It sneaks up on you with some lyrics that can warm even the coldest heart. Not only was it a commercial success, this tearjerker went all the way to the Grammys and the Academy Awards.
Something I'm made for.
Number 60, Seasons in the Sun, Terry Jacks.
Goodbye to you, my trusted friend. We've known each other since we were 9 or 10.
Interpreting a Belgian composition, Canadian artist Terry Jacks released one of his most defining tracks. Seasons in the Sun was a number 1 hit for the singer in the mid-1970s. The story reads like a melodrama, but sounds like a tearful goodbye to a friend.
Goodbye, my friend, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky.
Jacks reminisces about a dying loved one with memories flying by. For anyone that's lost someone, this hits close to home when remembering your best friends and relatives. The soft rock delivery might push away younger audiences, but there's a foundation here that still rings true. It also came to be covered by other diverse groups.
We had seasons in the sun, but the wine and the song, like the seasons have all gone.
Number 59, Say Something, A Great Big World and Christina Aguilera.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
Starting with almost a whisper, A Great Big World made their mark on pop music history. Their collaboration with Christina Aguilera took them to new heights. It's rare that you can duet with one of the most formidable voices of her generation and still prove yourself worthy of inclusion on this production.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
With just a piano and emotional vocal, this musical plea feels like a gut punch. It's only made better by Aguilera and her singular contributions. It's not one you can easily forget, giving listeners a pointed message that feels like a deeply personal conversation set to music.
And anywhere I would have followed you.
Number 58, A Song for You, Donny Hathaway. When Leon Russell wrote this song in the early 1970s, he never could have imagined its long-lasting legacy.
I've been so many places in my life and time.
A Song for You is a work of lyrical genius that could rank among the more romantic pieces of 20th century music. Russell's original has its own beauty, but Donny Hathaway helped to enhance the overall piece.
I know your image of me is what I hope to be.
The latter artist gave this incredible track a healthy dose of soul.
I love you for my life. You're a friend of mine.
Hathaway's amazing work can't be overstated, with the artist hanging on every syllable like his life depends on it. There's not a false note in this heartfelt rendition. With so many covers over the years, few can make us cry like this one.
We were alone, and I was singing this song to you.
Number 57, Runaway Train, Soul Asylum.
Call you up in the middle of the night, like a firefly without a light.
In their most remembered effort, Soul Asylum released a Grammy-winning hit. Runaway Train and its video took off as a rich metaphor for many societal struggles.
This time I have really let myself astray.
Singer and songwriter Dave Pirner originally wrote the track about his own bouts with depression. The train seems to symbolize when emotions run wild, with negativity getting the best of us.
Runaway train, never going back. Wrong way on a one-way track.
Thanks to the video, the song has another life as a tribute to the kids who never came home. It's a composition that's open to interpretation and arguably more important than anybody could have guessed. Even without the added meaning, the single has a ton of heart beneath its catchy melody.
Seems like I should be getting somewhere. Somehow neither here nor there.
Number 56, Jar of Hearts, Christina Perri. You probably know Christina Perri for this track or her Twilight hit, 1,000 Years. Jar of Hearts finds the singer working through a toxic partner, exploring the latter's motives in breaking her heart.
You're gonna catch a cold from the ice inside your soul.
The chorus hits hard as you realize the bad boyfriend likely does this to many others. Perry's understated style draws you in, with each verse building as the heartache only grows.
Leaving scars, collecting your jar of hearts, tearing love apart.
We've all gone through similar situations, or at least a breakup that brings us back down to earth. For this particular track, it's hard not to think of the painful memories that seem to follow some relationships.
And who do you think you are, running around leaving scars?
Number 55, Unchained Melody, The Righteous Brothers. Many people remember this as a key needle drop from Ghost, but it's much more than a well-placed track in a film.
Oh no, I hope it wasn't a masterpiece.
Not now.
The Righteous Brothers gave one of their best performances on the iconic single Unchained Melody. The lead vocal by Bobby Hatfield is still a profound effort that sounds like the epitome of inner turmoil.
Oh, my Lord.
We can't imagine anyone else singing this song to quite the same degree. The final result is a certified classic and a towering achievement. Going down in pop history, this release can always find its way into our hearts. Number 54, Unbreak My Heart, Toni Braxton.
Don't leave me in all this pain. Don't leave me out in the rain.
Building off of producer David Foster and writer Diane Warren, Toni Braxton paves her way into the 1990s R&B Hall of Fame. The singer gives this Grammy-winning track its musical edge. Hoping to turn back time, the narrator wants to relive the glory days with her ex-partner.
Unbreak my heart.
Braxton knows how to extract your tears as you think back to the worst heartbreaks of your life. Unbreak My Heart features an intense performance that even the strong can't withstand. It's almost as if the artist cried as she sang this for the first time. Whatever the case may be, this single is a guttural cry for help.
Uncry these tears, I cried so many nights.
Number 53, I Can't Make You Love Me, Bonnie Raitt.
Turn down the lights, turn down the bed.
Over the course of an impressive career, Bonnie Raitt more than earned her spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This song might be her most popular and the essence of her greatness as a performer.
I will lay down my heart, and I feel the power.
I Can't Make You Love Me is one of the ultimate statements about unrequited love. The lyrics provide a detailed rundown of a doomed romance, with two people living at opposite ends of it. Raitt bears her soul throughout this single, describing a low point with a powerful vocal.
'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't.
The music alone tells all in a somber arrangement, and some fantastic piano parts.
No use in you trying to make me.
Number 52, Vincent, Don McLean.
Starry, starry night. Paint your palette blue and gray.
While his biggest song might have been American Pie, Don McLean also penned this track about a famous artist. Vincent van Gogh is the main subject of the lyrics that hearken to works such as The Starry Night. There's also the knowledge that Van Gogh didn't achieve much success during his lifetime. With McLean's moving words, Vincent details the trials and tribulations of failure.
What you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity.
You don't have to be a painter to understand the depth of this composition. The singer's genius storytelling takes the listener through the wonder of it all, while also telling them about the harsh truths of a legend's life.
Silver thorn, a bloody rose, lie crushed and broken on the virgin snow.
Number 51, Monsters, James Blunt.
Oh, before they turn off all the lights.
You know him for his earlier works like You're Beautiful, but there's a chance you could have missed Monsters. James Blunt sings what could be the most emotionally charged song of his entire career. Following serious health news about his father, Blunt chose to immortalize the moment into this gripping single.
Good night, close the door. Tell you I love you once more.
The lyrics are an incredible showcase for his sensitive soul. Pouring out his heart for this tribute, the singer does not hold back on this compelling tune about his dad.
While you're sleeping, I'll try to make you proud. So daddy, won't you just close your eyes?
The music video only hammers home his feelings with his dedicated performance. It certainly makes you want to call a loved one, reminding everyone to cherish the people we still have.
Don't be afraid, it's my turn to chase the monsters away.
Number 50, November Rain, Guns N' Roses. Never underestimate the strength of a power ballad. The Sunset Strip rock of the 1980s knew this all too well. Yet Guns N' Roses was always so much more than just a simple rock band from that decade. This was evidenced by the grandeur present within epics like November Rain.
Nothing lasts forever, and we both know hearts can change.
The song was more than just a quick 4-minute power ballad designed to generate sales for the latest Hairspray brigade. This was something meticulously crafted by Axl Rose and company, a song designed with clear emotion in mind.
Rogers end up walking in the cold November rain.
The execution was flawless, particularly that ending coda full of majestic guitar soloing and piano flourishes that never fail to make our hearts flourish. Number 49, One Sweet Day, Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men. We all deal with the onset of tragedy in different ways. One Sweet Day was a collaboration between generational talents, specifically those belonging to Mariah Carey and the vocal group Boyz II Men. The song was inspired by the AIDS crisis that dominated a lot of news cycles during the 1980s and 90s, but didn't necessarily take a shock approach to its content. Instead, One Sweet Day feels sad and melancholic, an inner monologue into the brevity of life and how many of us don't appreciate waking up every morning. Carey and Boyz II Men sing about hopefully rectifying those emotional struggles in the afterlife, reunited with friends and family that were lost along the way. Number 48. Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want. The Smiths. The discography of The Smiths is full of songs with deep emotional resonance. This is despite historical criticism of the British group frequently labeling their songwriting as short-sighted and without much deviation.
See, the look I've had can make a good man turn bad.
We couldn't disagree with those detractors more, as evidenced by the power of Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want. The song fits into the Smiths' famously economical compositional style, a short and bittersweet ballad that's under 2 minutes.
So, for once in my life, let me get what I want.
Yet at the same time, this B-side utilizes an old-school, vintage-sounding arrangement to its advantage, packing a lot of sincerity and introspective sadness within that time. The end results made Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want a certified fan favorite amongst followers of the Smiths.
Lord knows it would be the first time.
Number 47. Black, Pearl Jam. It speaks to the defiantly independent spirit of Pearl Jam that they refused their record company's requests to make Black a single back when the band's debut was released in 1991. This didn't stop radio stations from playing it, of course, regardless of the absence of any accompanying music video. Black, as a result, gained traction the old-fashioned way, via word of mouth and actual album listening by Pearl Jam's increasing legions of fans. This made those same fans love Pearl Jam on an even deeper level, responding to Black in the live arena in a way that moves beyond powerful to become almost transformational in scope. Number 46. Sign of the Times, Harry Styles. If the passage of time proves anything, it's that everybody's nostalgic for something, and there will come a point when a generation looks back at Sign of the Times by Harry Styles with misty-eyed wistfulness.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times.
It's sort of easy to see why, too, since this song from Styles' first solo LP, post One Direction, feels wise beyond its years. The spirit of classic art rock and pop looms large over the song's construction, a confessional tone that's simultaneously epic and intimate.
Why are we always stuck in running from the bullets?
Sign of the Times is impeccably produced as well, striking a balance of art and commerce that effectively silenced any critics that still focused upon Styles' boy band past. Number 45. My Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion. It was virtually impossible to escape the international success of My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion when it was released back in 1997. The tune's appeal swept far beyond the current achieved by the film soundtrack to Titanic, instead becoming ensnared within the cultural zeitgeist as a defining hit of the 90s.
Near, far, wherever you are.
This, of course, came as no surprise to fans of Dion's superstar abilities as a singer, yet My Heart Will Go On still manages to pull upon the heartstrings of those fans to this day.
My heart will go on and on.
Maybe it's the cinematic source material, or that one-of-a-kind chorus, but the success of My Heart Will Go On will likely not be replicated anytime soon.
My heart will go on and on.
Number 44, Here Comes Goodbye, Rascal Flatts. The presence of sadness and heartbreak within country music shouldn't really come as a surprise to any music fan. That said, the part and parcel melancholy that arrived during the genre's classic years remains intact with contemporary artists as well.
The start of every sleepless night, the first of every tear I'm gonna cry.
Case in point, Here Comes Goodbye by Rascal Flatts, whose emotional punch was bolstered by one of the all-time saddest video clips. This mini-movie is stylish, featuring a snow-covered set and quality acting from its cast.
But here comes goodbye.
Meanwhile, the actual arrangement to Here Comes Goodbye almost feels like it would feel at home within one of those classic hair metal power ballads from the 1980s. Heck, there's even an epic guitar solo to hammer home that point. Number 43, Adam's Song, Blink-182. It wasn't necessarily a foregone conclusion back in 2000 that Blink-182 was going to expand beyond the creative confines of pop punk. This was in part what made Adam's Song feel so refreshingly different from songs by so many of the band's peers.
I never thought I'd die alone. I laughed the loudest, who'd have known.
The tune wasn't merely content to play in the often irreverent sandbox of Blink-182's trademarked genre, but instead spoke to real concerns of their audience. The topics of mental health struggles and self-destruction were handled with surprising poignancy by this young band.
I couldn't wait till I got home to pass the time in my room alone.
Meanwhile, the surprising inclusion of piano during the bridge of Adam's Song revealed a willingness to experiment with different sounds and textures, a willingness that definitely didn't go unnoticed. Number 42, The Wolves, Act 1 and 2, Bon Iver. The spirits of classic Americana and folk haunt the sound of modern indie icons Bon Iver. This was evidenced by the passionate response of fans to the group's debut album from 2007, For Emma Forever Ago.
With the wild wolves around you in the morning.
It's easy to see and hear why too, since songs like The Wolves Act 1 and 2 generate a lot of emotions within just over 5 minutes of stark beauty.
When your eyes are all painted, it's a natural blue.
This is a song that never needs to speak loudly in order to get its point across to the listener. Instead, The Wolves Act 1 and 2 whispers heartfelt sentiments in the hopes that Bon Iver will be heard and understood.
Someday my pain.
Number 41, Rainbow Connection, The Muppets. Film soundtracks can often create musical touchstones that span the listening habits of multiple generations. Rainbow Connection may have debuted as part of the Muppet movie in 1979, but it's since gone on to become a foundational sentiment for the Muppets as a whole.
Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star?
We're speaking specifically of creator Jim Henson's undeterred optimism for humanity, for its goodness and creativity.
Somebody thought of that? and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far.
Rainbow Connection makes us cry happy tears as a result, weeping perhaps for the lost innocence of youth, but also for joy, and for hope in the future, for our children, and how the Muppets will always be a part of that future.
Rainbow Connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Number 40, See You Again, Wiz Khalifa featuring Charlie Puth. The Fast and Furious franchise has never forgotten just how much its former star, Paul Walker, contributed to the success of those early entries.
We've come a long way from where we began.
A song like See You Again by Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth celebrates this fact, as that same franchise carries on Walker's legacy. The tune is big-sounding, cinematic, and sentimental to be sure, but it nevertheless avoids any pitfalls of exploitation.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'll be standing right here talking to you.
Instead, See You Again attempts to make the most out of a horrible and tragic situation, processing grief through music in a way that fans of the Fast and the Furious franchise definitely appreciated. Number 39, How to Save a Life, The Fray. It's probably not hyperbole to state that the multiple music videos crafted for How to Save a Life by The Fray likely led to the song's continued success. All three clips packed different emotional punches.
Drive until you lose the road, a break with the ones you follow.
These ranged from the original's exploration of a car crash and its aftermath to the second, which tied into the television medical drama Grey's Anatomy.
Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness.
It's the third video for How to Save a Life that perhaps stayed with fans the longest, however, since it was a very raw and realistic depiction of grief, trauma, and loss. Some of these scenes were particularly hard to watch back in 2006 and would likely arrive with a trigger warning in the modern day. Number 38, Father and Son, Yusuf, Cat Stevens. Cultures had shifted during the 1960s and 70s. More young people were seeking to break away from the expectations of their parents, and the generation gap felt very, very real for parents. Father and Son speaks to this gap, and never sugarcoats what's going on as Yusuf, Cat Stevens, plays both roles within the song. The father here clearly loves his son, but is frightened where a new and deviating path might lead him.
For you will still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not.
The son, meanwhile, also cares for the father, but wishes the latter could understand fighting for an independent voice.
From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen now.
It's remarkably poignant stuff from Stevens, and one doesn't necessarily need to be a parent in order to understand how father and son can affect us all in different ways.
And I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go.
Number 37, Iris, Goo Goo Dolls. What a difference a decade made for the Goo Goo Dolls. This Buffalo-based rock act actually started out life with a punk sound on their self-titled debut from 1987. This stood in very stark contrast to the Goo Goo Dolls we would hear perform Iris from the soundtrack to City of Angels.
I'd give up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow.
It's the strength of the song's lyricism and the power of music video that ultimately helped make Iris a hit back in 1998. A perfect storm of sorts emerged as guitarist Johnny Resnick became a visual focal point for the Goo Goo Dolls, and the band's edges were softened.
I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think they'd understand.
This was sweeping, cinematic sentimentality that swung for the fences and hit an emotional home run.
I just want you to know who I am.
Number 36, Streets of Philadelphia, Bruce Springsteen. The discography of Bruce Springsteen has never been deficient in narrative brilliance. The boss has always made it a point to tell powerful stories with his songs. This cut from the soundtrack to the film Philadelphia was no exception, and showcased a side of Bruce Springsteen's songwriting in a cinematic vein.
Bruised and battered, I couldn't tell what I felt. I was unrecognizable to myself.
Streets of Philadelphia hinges upon an understated but definitely groovy breakbeat, while Springsteen's vocals feel intimate and earnest, tethering the song to the tragic seriousness of its source material.
The avenue to my legs felt like stone. Voices of friends vanished and gone.
It's a song that steps slowly, but with deliberate intent, never exploiting Philadelphia's tale of a man unjustly terminated from his job during the AIDS crisis.
Leave each other alone like this on the streets of Philadelphia.
Number 35, Fire and Rain, James Taylor. We as listeners don't necessarily need to understand a song's intention or meaning to appreciate its end results. Fire and Rain by James Taylor can simply be enjoyed in a vacuum for its beautiful vocal melodies and quiet musical power.
Won't you look down upon me, Jesus? You gotta help me make a stand.
Those that dig a little deeper into Taylor's lyricism will likely be struck with just how much pathos Fire and Rain can pack in around 3.5 minutes. Self-reflections upon fame, fortune, and the music business are juxtaposed against a real-life tragedy that afflicted Taylor and his childhood friend Suzanne.
Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain.
Fire and Rain remains one of James Taylor's trademark hits, but it's also one that can be appreciated quietly away from its cultural legacy.
Thought I'd see you just one more time, Suzanne.
Number 34, River, Joni Mitchell. The crossroads of art and commerce can be an interesting place, particularly when it comes to analyzing the singer-songwriter boom of the 1970s. Artists such as Joni Mitchell were enjoying larger audiences than ever during this time, and this made songs like River connect with multiple generations.
It's coming on Christmas, they're cutting down trees.
River utilizes Christmas time as a setting, incorporating the standard of jingle bells to tell an otherwise sad tale of heartbreak. Mitchell works as a painter to this end, coloring River with emotional colors to which all of us can relate. This idea of being depressing during what would otherwise be a happy time of the year was not lost on Joni Mitchell's listeners then or now, and River sounds just as vibrant and important today.
Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on.
Number 33, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, Aerosmith. We don't, generally speaking, look to the worlds of big-budgeted disaster movies for emotionally resonant theme songs.
I could stay awake just to hear you breathing.
Then again, 1998's Armageddon also wasn't your average, everyday disaster movie, because it contained I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith on its soundtrack. Sure, this song certainly feels like a slickly produced advertisement for the movie, because it is that, but that doesn't mean that it also can't touch people. I Don't Want to Miss a Thing almost makes us cry in spite of ourselves, as we're overcome by the lush orchestration and impeccably produced power ballad formula. Number 32. I Will Always Love You, Dolly Parton. It doesn't really matter whether you're listening to the original version of I Will Always Love You by Dolly Parton or the iconic cover by Whitney Houston. The emotional impact of this song remains the same. I Will Always Love You has that achingly beautiful chorus, but the secret to its success is probably more than that at the end of the day. It's the simplicity and honesty of its composition that allows I Will Always Love You to transcend any perceived limitations of genre.
I know I'll think of you each step.
A good song is a good song after all, and Dolly Parton essentially leapfrogged over country music constraints with I Will Always Love You, with the result that this song essentially became one of the best from any genre. Number 31, Chasing Cars, Snow Patrol. Some songs sound sad due to their lyrics, while others rely on their musical arrangements to achieve this end. Snow Patrol songs like Run have stuck with listeners of this Northern Irish-Scottish rock band over the years. It's probably Chasing Cars that's connected with more casual music fans over the years, however, ever since it was released as a single back in 2006.
Let's waste time chasing cars.
The tune is a perfect storm of sorts, combining the melancholy of its melody with lyrics that create that perfect introspective mood. What can we say? Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol just gets us every time.
Just know that these things will never change for us at all.
Number 30, Dust in the Wind, Kansas.
I close my eyes.
As soon as you hear that opening line, you know you're in for a rough time. Dust in the Wind is dark and focuses on the one inevitable aspect of all of our lives, the end. The lyrics are reflective, pondering about how everybody's dreams, fears, and secrets are all ultimately meaningless. Dust in the winds of time.
Nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky.
It's a full existential crisis that plays out in the span of just over 3 minutes, and has an overall despondent mood that anyone can relate to. The harmonies and seemingly simple string instrumental add to the evocative vibe, making it impossible to not feel something as you listen.
Everything is dust in the wind.
Number 29, Cats in the Cradle, Harry Chapin.
A child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way.
Families can be a beautiful thing, but we don't often discuss the unavoidable shift in the relationship between parents and their children as the latter grow older. Cats in the Cradle, however, beautifully encapsulates this change. It laments the passage of time and all the important milestones the narrator missed while working.
Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay.
Still, his son takes it in stride and strives to emulate him. Unfortunately, that ends up becoming true in the most depressing way, with the father being cast aside by his child. It's a gut-wrenching piece that will make any parent hug their kid a little harder.
When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then.
Number 28, Bad Religion, Frank Ocean.
Taxi driver, be my shrink for the hour.
Unrequited love is one of the most painful emotional experiences someone can go through. The feeling of caring deeply for another person just for them to not reciprocate is heart-wrenching. In Bad Religion, Frank Ocean details these complex feelings to someone he assumes will listen, a taxi driver.
Taxi driver, I swear I've got 3 lives balanced on my head like stick knife.
The track ends up being a cathartic release, where Ocean explains the often fanatic sensations that come with loving a man who doesn't feel the same way. The repetitive lines help convey this even further, highlighting just how painful unresolved feelings can be. Regardless of your relationship status, it's hard to listen to this without sorrowfully reflecting on the one who got away, or never even was.
I could never make them love me, never make them love me.
Number 27, Yesterday, The Beatles.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away.
With a discography as vast as theirs, it only makes sense for the Beatles to have multiple solid emotional tunes under their belt. Whether they're talking about letting go or singing about love, they capture the human condition in plenty of their hits. Yesterday is one of their most wistful.
Why she had to go, I don't know.
It focuses on a relationship that's recently decayed, and how the narrator wishes he could return to a time when they were still happy. The straightforward nature of the number only adds to the devastation. Using just one vocalist and string accompaniments, the band paints a clear picture of heartbreak that always gets us in our feelings.
Oh, I believe in yesterday.
Number 26, Landslide, Fleetwood Mac.
I took my love, took it down.
Crises can strike anyone, even rock stars. There was a time when Stevie Nicks was wondering if the path she was on was the right one. That, coupled with the fact that it was an uncertain time in her and Lindsey Buckingham's career, led to Landslide. And lives were changed. The folk rock number details how it feels when everything comes crashing down around you, and you wonder if you can weather the storm.
Well, I've been afraid of changing.
It also captures the fear of potentially losing the chance to achieve one's dreams. To say that's difficult, heavy stuff would be an understatement, but it's real, which is why it continues to resonate so deeply today. Somehow, it almost hits harder each time it's played.
Bring it down.
Number 25, Dance with My Father, Luther Vandross.
Back when I was a child.
The memories we make with our parents are precious, but limited. Each one is made with the knowledge that eventually, the relationship will come to a natural end. However, the times we experience together never truly fade, and even affect us into adulthood.
He'd make me laugh just to comfort me. Yeah, yeah.
In Dance with My Father, Luther Vandross looks back on core experiences he shared with his late father growing up, like dancing with him and his mom. He reminisces on the pure love he felt, and wishes he could bring him back. It's more than just a song. It's a gut-wrenching plea for something that can never be fulfilled, and we can never maintain our composure when we hear it.
Dance with my father again.
Number 24, Lazarus, David Bowie.
Look up here, I'm in heaven.
While a track can be sad on its own, sometimes the context surrounding it amplifies that emotion. David Bowie's career was long and illustrious, spanning decades and genres. He continued working until the very end, with his last efforts including his swan song, Lazarus.
I've got nothing left to lose.
It's extremely self-aware, with the legend reflecting on life coming to an end. While the content is bleak enough, it being released shortly before Bowie's death twisted the proverbial knife. It's undoubtedly harrowing, but there's also a sense of freedom, like he'd come to terms with his fate and was ready to tackle it head on. It became a fitting piece to cap off his legacy.
I'll be free.
Number 23, My Immortal, Evanescence.
I'm so tired of being here.
With Amy Lee's ethereal voice and melancholic production, Evanescence created a ballad that's impacted the lives of millennials everywhere. My Immortal captures the feelings of unrelenting grief, and how it never seems to fade despite how much time has passed.
When you cried, I'd wipe away all of your tears.
From detailing the pain that comes with loss to attempting to accept it, the stirring tune encapsulates what it's like to be stuck in the mourning process. The natural crescendo into the bridge is also gorgeous, ushering in an emotional peak. It's one of the most recognizable and well-loved ballads of the 2000s, and it's clear to see why. It's nearly impossible not to sing along and shed a tear as you listen. Number 22, Who Wants to Live Forever? Queen.
There's no time for us.
While it may have been created for Highlander, this power ballad has become so much more. The orchestra-backed tune is gorgeous and asks a simple yet existential question. Is living forever worth it without the person you love? While it's always been melancholic, it was made even more sorrowful by Freddie Mercury's passing in 1991. Suddenly, the lyrics took on a new, somehow even deeper message, and he and Brian May trading lines on the album version seemed extra fitting. The posthumous context has helped Who Wants to Live Forever endure beyond its soundtrack beginnings, cementing it as one of the most haunting and poignant entries in the band's catalog. Number 21, One More Light, Linkin Park.
Should have stayed, were the signs.
It's hard to believe that one song can be so soaked in sadness. Written after the death of a friend, One More Light is centered around grief and letting your nearest and dearest know how you feel.
Who cares if one more light goes out?
The words and melody cut deep, but the pain goes beyond them, which is saying a lot. Indeed, the ambient ballad was notably performed as a tribute to Chris Cornell after his death. It was also among the last songs Chester Bennington recorded with Linkin Park before his passing. These events further amplify the raw hurt that permeates the number. Not only does One More Light make anyone who's grieved feel understood, it also serves as a tribute to those we've lost. Number 20, What a Wonderful World, Louis Armstrong. Here's an inspiring, uplifting, intensely emotional song that's never likely to be forgotten.
See skies of blue, clouds of white.
Louis Armstrong's What a Wonderful World is considered by many to be the soundtrack to the 20th century, despite the bloody conflicts that dominated the period.
They're really saying, I love you.
A piece of music that puts everything into perspective, it brings a tear to the eye because it pits the miracle of life against the waste of war.
I hear babies crying, I watch them grow.
The world would be a better place if we all just listened to these lyrics and actually put them into practice.
What a wonderful world.
Number 19, I Will Follow You Into the Dark, Death Cab for Cutie. The afterlife is often a tricky topic to tackle, but Death Cab for Cutie's Ben Gibbard talks us through with such brilliant tenderness, it's all but impossible not to well up.
Love of mine, someday you will die.
I Will Follow You is one man, one voice, one acoustic guitar, and one simple, splendid ideal that we might meet our closest loved ones again, when our life on earth has ended.
If heaven and hell decide that they both are satisfied.
An outwardly depressing subject matter is turned into an incredibly hopeful moment, as this song has us all take stock of ourselves and of the people who we care for most.
When your soul embarks, then I'll follow you into the dark.
Number 18, Someone Like You, Adele.
Old friend, why are you so shy?
Someone Like You is still a signature tune for Adele, despite the countless hits that the UK singer has had before and since.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you.
A touching, almost tribute to an ex-boyfriend of hers, she lays it all on the lyrical line with this one, and almost every music listener respects her for it.
I wish nothing but the best for you.
Adele wears her heart firmly on her sleeve, while we, without a doubt, wear our tears on our cheeks.
Don't forget me, I think I remember you say.
Number 17, Lay Me Down, Sam Smith.
Yes, I do. I believe that one day I will be where I was.
We could have gone with Sam Smith's Stay With Me for this spot, but Lay Me Down will make you cry just a little harder.
Can I lay by your side?
The lead single from Smith's Grammy Award-winning debut album In the Lonely Hour, Lay Me Down was built around many of the same themes that are found on the album, specifically unrequited love.
This hurt that I've been through.
The video alludes to Smith's ongoing hope that equal LGBTQ+ rights will one day be a worldwide reality, while the singer's powerful voice will haunt you and force you to bawl your eyes out. Number 16, Fake Plastic Trees, Radiohead.
She bought from a rubber man.
Radiohead are well known for being a little brutal with their views on society, but this is surely the band's best, if not most depressing take on the world around them. A scathing critique of the inescapable artificial nature of life in the 90s, it grows more and more relevant by the day.
She lives with a broken mind.
Although exit music for a film is awfully melancholy in its own right, there's just nothing else as bleak or as brilliant as Fake Plastic Trees. Listen to it, look at the world around you, and we defy you not to be moved. Number 15, Nothing Compares to You, Sinead O'Connor.
Since you've been gone, I can do whatever I want.
One of the most instantly recognizable songs and music videos ever created, very little compares to this when it comes to tempting tears. Nothing Compares to You is easily Sinead O'Connor's greatest commercial success.
But nothing can take away this blue.
Not that the controversial performer got to enjoy much of the fame that it generated for very long. Originally written by Prince, this song is love, loss, and lots of emotionally effective close-up camera work. O'Connor's famous tear towards the song's end wasn't planned, but wow does it work. Nothing can stop her lonely tears from falling, or ours for that matter. Number 14, Angel, Sarah McLachlan. A song originally written in relation to substance use disorder and the spiraling psychology of those that suffer from it, this especially touching Sarah McLachlan number has subsequently been linked with teary-eyed topics of all kinds.
In the arms of the angel.
The ambiguous eponymous angel is an almost unknowable thing, designed to give hope or relief when times are hard. As McLachlan's piano plays softly in the background, her listener is invited to interpret her lyrics for themselves and project the pain of her voice onto their own past experiences. A good cry that comes naturally. Number 13, Fix You, Coldplay.
And the tears come streaming down your face.
By now, even the toughest amongst you may have at least a little something in your eye. And if not, then our next pick will set you sobbing, no doubt.
Lights will guide you home.
Tackling love and loss like so many on our countdown before them, Coldplay turns the saddest subject matter into a tear-filled roller coaster of a record with this song. The first half had us subdued, the second half had us singing along. And if that doesn't have your eyes watering, just watch them perform it live. Number 12, Wild Horses, The Rolling Stones. Exactly who this song was written for remains a mystery. Marianne Faithfull's the most likely, though it has also been linked to Bianca Jagger and Keith Richards' son Marlon.
Wild horses couldn't drag me up.
What is clear is that with one simple hook, the Stones produced an ageless piece of music that has stood hairs on end for generations.
'Cause I know I dreamed you.
Mick's distinctive voice finds a perfect match as this brooding, crooning, subdued song leaves the listener as lonely as the frontman. Number 11, Wake Me Up When September Ends, Green Day. While Good Riddance is a tear-jerking song we all love, our pick for Green Day had to go to this track from American Idiot.
Coming past, the innocent can never last.
This rock ballad was originally written about lead singer Billy Joe Armstrong's father, who passed away from cancer when Billy was only 10 years old. But the song's backstory became even more emotional after Hurricane Katrina struck in late August of 2005. Serving as a symbolic anthem for all the victims and families struck by the disaster, this track's meaning was then further elevated by its accompanying music video that also served as a critique of the Iraq War.
I thought of all people you would understand. Why don't you understand? I did this for us! I did it for us!
Number 10, The Sound of Silence, Simon and Garfunkel. The opening lines to our next track are amongst the most recognizable in all of modern music.
Darkness, my old friend.
Written shortly after the JFK assassination, this song also became an accompaniment to the Vietnam War.
That was planted in my brain, still remain.
It welcomes darkness and is perhaps most effective when it's played within it.
Disturb the sound of silence.
The combination of vocals and the high tones are as haunting today as they were in the mid-1960s. While Bridge Over Troubled Water is another contender, the legacy of The Sound of Silence is hard to beat.
In the sounds of silence.
Number 9, Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd. The title track to their 1975 album, Wish You Were Here, was written for Pink Floyd founder member Syd Barrett in response to his alleged battle with schizophrenia.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell?
The whole album explores the theme of detachment, and David Gilmour's vocals retain a curiously absent quality as he pines for his friend.
How I wish you were here. We just two lost souls swimming.
The whole track comes across as an effortless piece of music, a train of thought that is at once sad and beautiful in its simplicity.
Wish you were here.
Number 8, Mad World, Michael Andrews featuring Gary Jules.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places.
Originally written by Tears for Fears in 1982, this song saw a big resurgence when it was showcased in the 2001 thriller Donnie Darko.
The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had.
With delicate piano notes and calming vocals by Gary Jules, this new version quickly overshadowed the original song, and resonated with listeners feeling helpless and intimidated by modern life. We've all needed a song to drown our sorrows from time to time, and Mad World speaks to the difficult and uncertain journey we're all taking in this life, allowing us to reflect on what true happiness might feel like.
It's a very, very mad world.
Number 7, Fast Car, Tracy Chapman. One of the hardest things about growing up is figuring out who you want to be.
Doing it well, maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere.
This question is even more difficult to answer for those living in poverty and with the odds stacked against them.
I remember when we were driving in your car, speed so fast it felt like I was drunk.
Tracy Chapman expressed this beautifully in the song Fast Car, the lead single from her debut album. In this track, Chapman describes a young woman desperately seeking out a better life for herself, but struggling to get there.
You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of the shelter.
Everyone deserves happiness in this life, yet without family or friends to help you get there, it can be difficult to achieve. And that's what makes this song just downright heartbreaking. Number 6, The Living Years, Mike and the Mechanics.
Every generation blames the one before.
This 80s ballad once again picks apart the question of life and death, and summarizes the conundrum in 6 short words. It's too late when we die. A global chart hit, this song addresses an unresolved conflict between songwriter B.A. Robertson and his father shortly before he died. Specifically about the bond between a boy and his father, the idea is applicable to just about any relationship that we could have. That's why it gets us singing along, even if it is difficult to do that and not shed a tear.
Sure, I heard his echo in my baby's newborn tears. I just wish I could have told him.
Number 5, Candle in the Wind, Elton John.
Seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind.
Originally penned in memory of Marilyn Monroe, Candle in the Wind is also famously linked to Diana, Princess of Wales, after Elton played it at her funeral.
Toughest role you ever played. Hollywood created a superstar.
Though the lives of its subjects have been tragically short-lived, the song itself has endured for generations, and rightly so.
Though I never knew you at all, you had the grace to hold yourself.
It's emotional enough without context, but it's a fitting tribute to two iconic women, and to celebrities in general that died too young. An elegy of the highest order.
Burned down long before your legend ever did.
Number 4, Hallelujah, Jeff Buckley. This song was powerful when Leonard Cohen sang it originally, but when Jeff Buckley caressed his vocals around the lyrics, hairs stood on end and lumps formed in throats.
And it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you?
It's love that's gone stale, so it's relatable for many of us.
She cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah.
There's also anguish in his voice that's impossible to fake. He isn't just singing the words, he understands them.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
A talent that was lost too soon, this song is his legacy.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Number 3, Everybody Hurts, R.E.M. We defy anyone not to be moved by our first podium entry.
Let yourself go.
Everybody Hurts has become a staple soundtrack to modern day life.
'Cause everybody hurts.
Adopted by the Samaritans charity, it was originally written by the band for anyone struggling with severe depression. This song not only prompts tears, it saves lives. According to the lyrics, we all cry, and most of us do when we sing them. Everybody hurts, and after this song, everybody's reaching for the tissues.
Everybody hurts sometimes.
Number 2, Hurt, Johnny Cash. Originally penned by Trent Reznor of 9 Inch Nails, Hurt was taken on by the legendary Johnny Cash several years later.
I hurt myself today.
It brings the memories of his past under the cold, harsh spotlight of his present.
Everyone I know goes away.
Cash was very frail when recording the song, and he died 7 months after its release. Relaying the unstoppable passing of time, its accompanying music video is a memorial to one man, but something that we'll all experience. It's about as powerful as music can be.
If I could start again, a million miles.
If you love games, be sure to check out WatchMojo's new game, Terrible Influence. Just launched for purchase at terribleinfluence.com. Terrible Influence is a satirical board game about the dark side of fame from the writer of the most popular girls in school and us, WatchMojo.
Boom. Burn. I can make an apology video.
Oh, you so would.
Click on the link in the description to check out the game and be the first to play Terrible Influence.
Number 1, Tears in Heaven, Eric Clapton.
Would you know my name?
Eric Clapton's Tears in Heaven is an incredibly moving piece of music, made all the more impactful by the great personal tragedy Clapton experienced. When his 4-year-old son tragically passed away in 1991, we'd have understood if Clapton never picked up a guitar again. But he did, and was able to produce a record that's as terrific as it is teary. Reminding us all of anyone who's passed, Tears in Heaven verbalizes what everyone else would like to say. It's a tear-jerking tune that gets us every time. Which song gets you misty-eyed no matter how many times you hear it? Grab the tissues and let us know in the comments.